They're comfy. They're slimming.
Yeah,
they go
it
with
gives me
everything.
less. There was a thing that people that wear them apparently just it's less to worry about.
Yeah.
And I don't like stressing.
I have summer black. I have winter black. I have fall black.
Really?
Oh yeah, I got different blacks.
I need some black hoodies. I need more hoodies to get through the winter before I get my summer bod
That's right.
activated. Hey, so if last week's episode ended a bit abruptly, if you thought that was odd, it's because Carlos and I lost track of time and talked for 3 hours and 40 some odd minutes, and it had to get chopped down.
And we went it through a rabbit hole because we happened to discuss a little bit of politics.
God, it was...
And some social issues. And it seems like Big Brother might have reached in here and cut us off.
Yeah, they cut us off. An hour of Carlos was cut.
And it was mostly me because I was making more of the political commentary.
Yeah, I was making...
You were
coming at
making
it from two different angles.
Yeah, two different angles.
They've seen it. They don't want to hear no more. They're like, we've heard it already.
Oh, no. This was good. This was good.
Honestly, I can't even remember at this point. My brain is kind of dead. But I realized these little clips I give you, God, they're going to get me in trouble.
Stop worrying
Yeah,
about
but-
context and this and that because
They're so funny.
when they are hilarious, though. People love them. And people are
They
getting to
crack
know
me up.
you. You know, like, okay, so you got in trouble at first. But now, as we progress and we're recording more and people get to know us more, they're understanding you more.
Well, it ain't the people that don't know me. It's the people that do know me that I'm describing without giving names. And they're like, you talking about me? I was like,
Oh, well.
Well, I mean, God, yeah, but I'm
Could
not
be
going to
this
tell
people.
anybody.
Or you could just say, if the shoe fits, Cinderella.
Well, I ain't trying to make fun of people. I mean, I do like to make fun of people if I can do it to their face. I don't want them to feel like I'm just doing it behind their back to the rest of the world. It's way more convenient if you can feel my smile and I can gauge yours and I can determine, can I keep rolling with this?
It's an inside joke that
It
the
is.
whole world is in on.
It is. Well, I don't have any topics.
Yeah, we really should have thought this through.
No, it's random.
I know, but we did need to get ahead.
My mind is blank at the moment, which is rare for me. I was thinking, God, could you do this every night? This would be hard to do.
I don't know that I could do this every night.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah.
A third person, bring in a third guest, boom. We'll be on
Oh,
autopilot.
it's going to be fire. I
think-
can't wait.
I think it'll make it easier on us, and it will keep it much more entertaining for an audience and for us.
Absolutely. Bring in new perspective, new ideas.
Wins
Topics. Oh, I can set that up today. Just don't put an R in his name, please, for the love of God.
I would love to get him on. I got Brian wants to come on. That would be good. Greg
Greg would
Summer
be
wants to come on.
fantastic.
Joy wants to come on. But once we get caught up, then we'll get him on.
I've got my buddy Tim from CrossFit, who is built like the guy from Fantastic Four that's made out of rocks. I forgot his name. I think his name's Ben. He looks like that guy.
Really?
He is just
Do we
massive.
need a special chair for him?
Like we're gonna need the couch. Actually,
Okay.
that's probably where he's gonna fit.
Okay.
That is a wide, strong man. He is the kindest, biggest teddy bear on the planet. He used to be in law enforcement, got out of it for personal reasons, and just has a very interesting perspective on recovery. Not one from where it's his own recovery. He had somebody in his life that he had to live with and walk through and ended up losing. And it is an incredible story. And what he took out of it on his end helped him when he found out I was going through it. And this man just loved on me and supported me and checked in like no other. Just an incredible human being, man. Just a giver, a kind human. And I think he would be absolutely fantastic. And then I met these great people that have the first zero alcohol THC kava bar in Nashville.
Posted something.
I posted
What's it
about
called?
them. So
Now they're in my algorithm.
They have it's plant CBD. I may be messing this up, and then it's high society. It's a bar with their store, but there's no alcohol whatsoever in there. And they are the kindest.
But you can still get a buzz.
Sweetest. Oh, you can get a buzz. Kava's fantastic. And it's legal and all this stuff. And if you're into CBD, that's good too. And you're still in control.
It doesn't have an addictive quality?
Well, this is why I want to bring them here. I want them to discuss the benefits, get a different perspective. I have my own perspective coming from recovery and not touching alcohol. I enjoy kava. I'm open about it, but there's nothing illegal or anything about that. And they're just genuinely cool. Like, they're kind. They're looking to help. This is their baby, their project.
You can get it in a drink, right?
Yeah. It's all a drink. Yeah. It's a bar.
Oh, okay.
It's a bar.
It's not like a
that
hookah.
you can sit at.
Yeah, I saw videos. I just wanted to make sure.
It is awesome. And they're it's laney. And they're fantastic. And we got to get both of them. In fact, that might be our first travel one, maybe, because we could record there. They have the space.
Do you have any idea how difficult that would be?
Do you have any idea how strong I am and I'll help you?
Good. This equipment would be a nightmare. Let me think through that at another time.
It would be worth it.
It might be worth just recording with doggone cell phones at that point. Lavaliers and cell phones. We'll figure it out.
Doesn't matter, but we got to get them on. We got to get them on.
That could be fun.
Yeah. I think it would be a really interesting perspective.
Well, now that this is kind of set up, if this is the way this stays, it's a plug and play, and I kind of know where to set things. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. I could probably do a mobile setup. Because
their location is just worth being shown.
Visiting, huh?
It's worth visiting. It's worth being shown.
That might be fun.
And they're doing some cool stuff, man. I think it's a great alternative. People are getting healthier, man.
Well, if we're going to keep doing this, if we're going to make it to do we want to set a target? Do we want to have any expectation on how many videos or how many of these we want to do?
No, let's keep flowing.
Really?
Let's keep flowing.
I thought we talked about goals.
Your goal was 50, and then it turns into our thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's already turned into our thing before 50.
But I'm respecting your numbers and your things too. But I'm glad to be a part of it.
Like a number that I thought. I went back and I realized it was 52 because I wanted to do one. I wanted to do for 52 weeks.
Okay.
Obviously a year.
I'm fine with that.
No, we just keep going. Let's just keep going.
But I like the flow. I like the thing,
Okay.
The chaos and calm show.
Well, it will be a lot easier if I bring someone else in to produce the darn thing. It'll just, all the editing will be done in studio. I won't have to do any edit post-production. Because not only do we sit here and have a 2-hour conversation, then I've got to sit for hours and alternate between the two cameras, which I don't mind doing as long as it's one a week.
Yeah.
It's kind of
entertaining. And then I don't complain about going through it and then marking times and sending you stuff. It's helpful, but I'm only having to listen to it maybe once or twice where you're like, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, I don't even like listening to myself. I don't like listening to myself over and over. I said it. No. I don't need to listen to it again.
I enjoy listening to it one
time.
Because I get a lot out of it. And I learn a lot about myself. And I pick up things that I've maybe missed because we're so into a conversation. Sometimes we're like locked in, But I'm here to help, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited. You just keep getting guests. That helps. That's a big
help. Like you have some lined up, and I've got quite a few. I just want you to meet them so that we can get to it.
Greg and I were talking about it. We're both a little nervous about doing it. He's like, I might have to bring some dark sunglasses. I was like, me too. Because our conversations are just, they're pretty intimate. You know what I mean? Our childhoods, our fathers, we have a lot of similarities.
I'm looking forward to that one. I think people would really like that one.
Yeah. We talked about it. We kind of hinted around, should we do it in Puerto Rico? But we didn't. He's ready. I'm ready. We'll get it done. I don't know where it'll go. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. One that needs to be in the books.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those guests sound exciting. And
guys, please, in the commentary, talk to us. What would you be interested in? We're always going to be us, and we're always going to be random. We're going to have some topics. There's going to be things going on in the world we're going to discuss. But, people, send them our way.
Well, I know last week we discussed politics, and I try to stay away from it as much as possible, just because
it's polarizing. And
I don't mind discussing it, but I like to study it more than complain. Right.
But I don't think we complained. We talked about people that do a lot of that.
Well, I thought it was interesting that we were able to tackle it from two different perspectives. I'm always going to come from my angle, and you come from yours, and neither one are wrong. I just try to understand why, and I thought, well, if we can do it, if we can talk about the things that people are always discussing, which are symptoms we always talk about, and then try to help people to understand, like, this is normal. It's completely normal, and do not get too excited over it. Get excited about your inner circle, anyone affecting people around you. Hey, defend, fight, whatever you got to do. But, be a little cautious when it comes to things that aren't even in your county. You know what I mean?
Right.
Activists is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not to go down that road again, but I'm fascinated by it. I know we talked about it for hours last time, but
Yeah, but it all got cut out. So
not all of it.
Okay.
No.
I just think it's important that if we do touch on it, we are an example to people that you can have a conversation.
I'm so glad you said that because you reminded me of what I was thinking. It's like, okay, what are we doing here? I'm not jumping on the band. Like, if you cannot scroll through anything without people making fun of the people. And I get it. I can make fun of them too.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of sympathy, if I'm being honest. I don't take me for like this apologist or I'm empathizing with these people that have lost their mind. I'm not. I honestly could care less. I've got other things to worry about, like my own life, right? But at the same time, because I study things, I observe them, and I try to understand how human behavior can get to this point. You know me, I'm always going to go that route. So I'm kind of fascinated by it more than anything, as well as terrified. But I thought, well, what is my role in this? How do I, when I talk about these things, if I talk about these things, I was, oh yeah, this could be the lighthouse. Remind people of how to behave. Right? Just be the best versions of ourselves. Don't make fun of them. That doesn't help anything. There's plenty of people making fun. I can laugh with them. I don't have to jump in the bandwagon. Now, if I see something from my angle that I think's funny, I'm going to do that. I can't help it. I like to troll people a little bit.
Also who we are. Like we're gonna poke fun without
I can't
tearing
help it.
people down.
I can't help it. Oh well. What I'm saying, though, thinking is it's someday it's going to get back in order, and maybe we can be a light and show people, like, it was safe here. You can come talk to us. And the people that are really, honestly, I talk to, this is all I do. Besides the podcast, you know as well as I know, everything you've ever known about me is sitting at a bar, having conversations like this with my bartenders, with my friends, discussing the world, and I like to bring people peace and like try to help them understand why their father or mother or their brother, because I've thought about these things so much. I like to help soundboard with them, and rather than allow them to complain, help them to understand why this may be happening so they can kind of find some peace, I suppose.
Like well, it's all about helping people get better in all these different areas that we may or may not have expertise in or have an opinion. But at the same time, it's a thought that other people are having, and if it's helping them, or helping them learn to express it without doing it in some diabolical manner.
Express it without these major emotions. I mean, I'm seeing the meltdowns is fascinating.
There's a big difference between vulnerability and a meltdown.
Well, did I send you that clip? This woman had a perfect take on it. And I was telling you, this is biological as much as it's psychological. This woman her take was, well, the females are natural protectors, mama bears. Like, it's just their nature. Whether they have children or not, that instinct to want to protect and nurture is just there. And if they don't have their own children, right, it doesn't even matter if they do have their own children. But if they don't, that feminist movement that said you don't need children, go to work first, be a career woman, you'll find something to nurture. And that's where it's white women. It's so funny. It's so funny. Go.
Let's go ahead and take that shovel back out again.
Well, I mean, it is. You could say, it's white women, white people. Why? It's just people. It's just.
You ever met a Hispanic woman? My mother has mothered every friend.
Yeah, I know. But does she try to get involved?
Just love them.
We probably need to get the hell off this conversation. But I was she was saying that if they don't have children, if they don't have something real to nurture, they're going to go out and start protesting and nurturing other people. Did I not send you that video?
I don't think you did.
I did.
You can take somebody under your wing without having to go nurture a protest.
They're not even taking people under their wing.
That's what mentorship is.
Yeah, they're standing up to the devil in their mind. God, we got to stay off this topic.
We don't. All that. You never run away from anything.
I don't.
I refuse
but it's
to
2 weeks in a row of it, and look, our country's
in it.
Our whole world's going crazy right now, and I think it's okay to talk about. I just don't want to turn into. I just don't want to start bitching. I don't want to sound like I'm bitching.
So then, don't bitch.
I'm not.
You can make a point without bitching. There's a difference. You can have an opinion and leave it at that. Boy. We can discuss it, but you don't have to turn it. It doesn't turn us into a rally.
But you know what? I think though it's okay not to have an opinion. especially when I'm not sure what's going on. And to some degree, I mean, I don't know what these people are feeling. And God, I'm not in Minnesota. I'm not in any of these areas. We're so fortunate to be sheltered. Like, we are so lucky in this area. Middle Tennessee is just a blessing to live in. Even when it's bad, it's not that bad. If they have a protest, you don't even hear about it. Like, people are pretty conservative and mellow here.
Oh, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I know
and you
some
do hear about it. We've had protests. I sat at Firebirds when they had the No Kings protest on Medical Center. And let me tell you, kudos to Murfreesboro PD and everybody involved. They were like, you have this protest from this time to this time. You don't cross the street. You don't do this. You don't do that. And it's over at, let's say it was noon. At 11:59, they had folks dispersed.
Yeah, I think we have reasonable people in there. You know? We're very blessed. People may feel a certain way, but I mean, were they disrespectful?
Well, I can't speak to that, but I know that they probably weren't. They didn't get out of hand. So we could say that. I'm just saying,
we never make the news.
You know, I did find it interesting that there were people, even at this peaceful, kind of well-contained protest, and there were people there wearing masks and hiding their face and all that. And I just always find that interesting, because if you're going to stand for something, show me who you are.
Well, those people still wear masks without the protest. I was just in the airport,
and I want to see this.
I'm so fascinated with people still wearing their masks. Can we make fun of them just a little bit?
I think at this point, with the exception of like leukemia patients or
I kind of made
people with immune system issues,
I made fun of them the whole time. I mean, why would I stop now? It was so funny to me that, like, the analogy of like wearing a chain link fence to keep bugs out.
Yeah. But I mean, I've literally seen people in their cars by themselves wearing masks. Yeah. I've seen one guy on a motorcycle wearing a mask.
Really?
Hand to God. And I could not move fast enough to get his photo.
Really?
Because I was going to, I was like.
Can you imagine the mental health that they're suffering from?
Unless he was doing it ironically just to piss people off. Like, there are those people that are just like, let me be a dumbass. And like wear a half helmet and put on a mask and ride with it. Could have been keeping bugs out of his teeth. Maybe he didn't have his scarf or something, like a bandana or something. Okay. But either way, he looked ridiculous.
Speaking of ridiculous, and I kind of brought it up in the last one, I forgot to come back and revisit it, the Harley community. Not just Harley community. Well, it's predominantly the Harley community. Club community.
Okay.
So I accidentally stumbled into this YouTube channel.
Okay.
With some moron that takes himself so seriously. Talks about one percenters. Do you know what a one percenter is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I offend everyone,
I'm not going to offend anybody.
I could care less. But what I learned was, so I'm reading the comments because I thought, ugh.
I have such a good idea of who you bumped into, too. It was probably Sos the Ghost or something.
What was his name?
Sos the Ghost? No?
No, it was some goofy. I mean, I look as a guy that took himself too seriously.
Yeah.
That's all it was. When I say goofy, I think of anyone Barney Fives, whether you're in law enforcement or if you're an outlaw biker.
Very true.
Yeah.
They're in all circles.
I think if you're a real outlaw biker, you're not advertising. Right, you're not telling people, But so, anyways, I had to actually block it because YouTube started recommending it because I'd watched about 2 minutes too long, I suppose. And then I read the comments that South Park. I don't really watch South Park. I've caught the clips, but they said South Park nailed this. Have you ever seen the South Park episodes?
I'm not into South Park. And so many people reference it.
It's hilarious.
I've seen clips that I think are funny. I can't deal with it for more than like 2 minutes. I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
I can't get into it.
So the thing is, and it made me start second guessing, like, even though, because Harley's, like, I like to be a little bit loud on my bike, but I don't try to be obnoxious with people.
Right, the rev bombing and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Harley riders don't like it
of them,
either.
Really? So when you got a big group of them, and for the most part, I can say. So the funny part about South Park is that it was a bunch of Harley riders taking themselves too seriously, and they show them pull up to a red light, and they're all, instead of the bike just revving, they're all blah, blah, blah. They're doing it audibly. It was really funny. And they think they're catching people's attention, and they're not. But I thought, it catches my attention. I'm going to be fair. I'll be honest. I see a pack of them going down the interstate, and I'm like, okay, I can see this club, but these are just normal people. These are just normal, everyday people with probably great jobs. But there's another type that's trying to hold on to this, what is it, anarchy thing?
Sure.
Like this Hollywood illusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sons of Anarchy and Hell's Angels wannabes.
If I could ever admire anyone on a Harley, It's the guy Harley. What was his name from Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man?
Oh my God!
I thought he was a
Harley
badass
Davidson
by
and the Marlboro
himself.
Man? Yeah.
Dude,
I got you.
he was cool. What
That's
Mickey
funny.
Rourke?
Mickey Rourke.
That was a great example of a couple badass Harley dudes, in my opinion, because it wasn't 30 of them. You know, it was just one. He was out by himself. I just loved that.
I appreciate that movie, but in most Harley riders, they find that movie to be absolutely hilarious.
Oh, they're all
and
hilarious.
ridiculous.
They're all goofy.
You know, but all right. So let's go back to your 1%er thing.
What's a 1%?
The AMA years ago.
What's an AMA?
I believe that's the American Motorcycle Association.
Okay.
They were trying, everybody was like, these motorcycles are rebels, these motorcyclists and these riders. So these were guys that came back from World War II,
Yep.
needed group, needed to fit in, all that good stuff. You know that.
Yep. Young man looking to.
So the AMA came out and they were like 99% of riders are good law-abiding citizens with regular jobs, doctors and lawyers and police officers and plumbers and everybody from all walks of life. The Hells Angels took that
And the Mongols.
and all the big clubs, right, the outlaw clubs, and took that and they were like, you know what, you're right, the 99% really are just this, and we're the badasses and the rebels and the this. So they adopted the 1% to say they were outside of everybody else, of all the other riders, and that's why you see the diamonds and the 1% patches and all that, which
Are you a
in
1%?
the community. No, I'm not a 1%er.
You don't behave like the 1%ers that were
No,
they just
I
described.
respect all the clubs. At the end of the day, it's all about respect. I bump into 1%ers on a very regular basis. We're in Middle Tennessee. This is the Outlaws' domain.
Really?
And
There's an actual group
yes, sir.
in this area?
Yes.
No
very
kidding.
much so.
Okay.
There are dominant groups in every area, and ours happens to be the Outlaws. I know several of them. I am very respectful. I shake their hands. I say hello. Hey, I'm with Hog. They know that I associate with a riding group, not an MC, and that's that. We coexist just fine. I don't want to get involved in anything past that.
I've talked to a few of them, and man, just like any Barney Five, they take themselves very seriously.
It's taken very seriously. Again, it boils down to respect. And
I'm not saying they're not badasses. They more than likely could totally whoop my ass, but I don't really see that as a badass. I see that as someone that's troubled, that doesn't know what to do with their anger and frustration, and probably had a terrible childhood.
I mean, we could say that about a lot of people that do,
exactly.
that do
I'm just
things.
isolating this one
guys
group.
that join the military, guys that become police officers. We could say not everybody wants to do it because I have an S on my chest and want to wear a cape.
I know, but this is the only group that brings so much attention to themselves.
But there are tons of motorcycle clubs that come from sports bikes that ride other bikes.
See, I'm not associated with any of them.
It's just that Harley Davidson is the Coca-Cola of the motorcycle world. It's the one that everybody knows. And it's the one that's in the movies, and it's the one that the Terminator rode, right?
Yep.
It's the one that's in the ether. And frankly, before I got my bike, I looked at Indian. I think Indians are gorgeous. I think they're really pretty beautiful bikes. Ultimately, I chose Harley Davidson because of the community, and I'm a big people person. Now, you know this. You don't like groups very much. I love groups, but I very much keep my identity within the group.
Yeah, you don't ever get on my nerves. You don't have that group mentality.
Now, am I a Harley guy? Yeah, man, I'm a Harley guy, clearly. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. Would I say it's my entire identity? No.
No, I know it.
I do understand that some people are just that. Hell, we make fun of it too. I'll get a new bike and a buddy of mine will come by and we'll be like, brother, it's the Harley do thing, kind of like South Park made fun of. At the end of the day, it's a community. We're out here trying to help people. We want everybody to get home safely. We want to take rides. We want to enjoy nature, the road, get out. It's peace.
You realize you don't have to defend it. I'm not attacking everyone
I'm
on
passionate
Harley.
about it, so I want to.
But do you realize
I want all those
about?
sides, but I do get the guy that's like.
Would you say that they're more of a gang?
No, I'd be very careful the words that you use when referring to
when
these.
I'm asking questions,
But,
I don't know. I'm curious.
Are there gangs? Yes.
Obviously, there's the Hells Angels.
But
we're talking about 1%ers. This is what I was talking about. This one guy on YouTube that was just constantly and if you're nervous about this conversation.
No. I'm just going to understanding the community, understanding where they come from, understanding the belonging.
Which community are we talking about?
Just motorcycle community in general. And I get that you're talking about the one percenters, but there's so much more than that. Like that's not the main stage show.
Yeah, I know.
You know, yes, they exist. They do a lot of good stuff too.
Do they?
Absolutely. Tons of charity, tons of runs and donations and Christmas runs and giving away food. They do a lot of that. There's a lot of outside of the law stuff that happens.
I think I think my
as
thing
well,
is that it's almost like it's something that. Okay, so when
it's
I
the
think
mafia
about,
on wheels.
Yeah,
like,
well, so when I think about gangs, or when I think about like inner city gangs, that's a necessity because these people don't even get to leave their block for the most part. You go into some of these
it's how you survive.
projects, and it's what they were born into. They don't have motorcycles, they don't have cars, they only know their block. They might take a bus or a train. I can fully understand why you would join a group. And I'm talking about kids. I would see kids 12, 13 years old in the inner cities of Chicago that are truly in a gang to survive. Then you have this other thing. And this is more of a choice, is what I'm saying. And that's kind of why I'm targeting this mindset.
I would treat it the same way as you see the youth. It's misfits that don't belong, that aren't your regular 9 to 5. They're not going to go to an office every day and then throw on their cut and be a gangster. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's some of those out there, but that's not the norm. It's a belonging. It's a family. I've spoken to so many people that were like, man, I belonged to this group at one time, and it was very like, I don't really care. They're not there for you. These people, although there is a bad element to it, really do take care of each other like family. They are the ones that are going to visit you in the hospital. They're the ones that are helping you, etc.
Are we talking about 99%?
I'm talking about all of them.
Okay.
I'm talking about all of them. But the MCs take it to a different level.
What does MC mean?
Motorcycle club.
Oh, okay.
Right. So you have riding groups, riding associations like HOG. You have your weekend.
I think I was
guys,
just shocked to realize,
but it's a very real thing.
Yeah, I was shocked to realize it still exists in this day and age.
Yes, very much.
I believe that it exists based on choice. I believe it exists because people want to belong. I just wonder, why do people want to belong to something that associates itself with violence by choice?
Why do people
in this day and age?
Why do people join the mafia? Why do people join gangs?
Understand.
Why do it's the same thing? Yeah.
No, so that's what I was trying to clarify. Like for these inner city kids, I totally get it. It's not even a choice. It's what they're born into. And then you realize these are just normal people making the choice. I'm telling you, I have witnessed for myself normal people that grew up that barely even know how to ride a damn motorcycle, in my opinion, joining these groups and wanting to be associated with something that's considered to be a badass, almost to be an intimidating figure. And I can't wrap my head around, like in 2026, right? It's 2026.
2026 now.
I just wonder why people still want to be associated with like the appearance of violence. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I mean, as long as we've lived, don't we love John Wick? Don't we love John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and all those badasses? Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to join a John Wick clique, but people are lonely. People get burned by regular society. These guys might have joined a group that burned the hell out of them. And they said, well, you know what? If I don't fit in here and here, well, I guess I'm going to go try this route. And you've got these people that are like, yeah, come on, man.
At the end of the day, it's just to be accepted into something.
It's to be accepted, to belong. We're tribal. You say that all the time.
I know.
But people are going to find their tribe in different places.
I know, but I'm just like, God, we live in the greatest time in human history. You can do anything, go anywhere. You can walk into the most violent areas on the planet, and as long as you aren't arrogant, you will be treated just fine. Unless you're foolish, unless you're just naturally a victim and predators going to get you. I have a hard time wrapping my head around it.
I get it because you're not that type of person. I'm not that type of person. Like, I like belonging to a certain extent, but you're also not going to boss me around and tell me what to do. I don't have I don't do well with that. And the older I get, the less
they want a hierarchy. They want to belong to a hierarchy.
There is a hierarchy in everything. Yeah, there is a rank structure. There is something. In the motorcycle club world, it is taken very, very seriously. You do not mess around with that.
Oh, no, it was so bad that they were talking about normal riders passing a group. Let me tell you, I would struggle with that. And yeah, if there's 30 of them, they could kick my ass.
Well, they're
they'd
going
have a hard
to.
time catching me, obviously. But I'll be
you
damned.
would be surprised.
No, I would not be. I will promise you.
This is where I want you to check into your humility, because
well, this is the rebel in me. This is the rebel
Yeah.
in me. Like, I'm a normal dude. I'm respectful. I don't give anybody any problem. But ain't nobody going to tell me how to ride my bike. To go. This is where we're actually in the point now that I become resentful, rebellious, and I have a go fuck yourself attitude. The SLB in me comes out. I'm going to ride my ride, and you don't own the road. You know what I'm saying? And I know they hate people like me. I know they do. But this is the man in me that says, no, I don't give a shit. I'll take an ass whooping. I don't care. Now, it would be more fun to run and see them try to keep up. That's just fun to me. Now I've never had anyone chase me down, but I saw the videos.
Yeah.
Like, just normal dude riding by. And
it'll happen.
They try to intimidate. This is my problem. This is my problem. Any of you out there that's watching this that's saying, I'll smash his ass. Well, look, fine. Catch me alone. If you're alone, fine. Whole group of you, my ass is running. I'm not stupid. But I see them pull up, and they only do it in groups. This is what I don't like. It's very a weak-minded, coyote scavenger mindset where they try to bully and intimidate. And this ain't just bikers. This is just people in general.
It's human nature.
Mindset. They just happen to choose biking.
Right.
And it gives the whole community, the other 99%, a bad look when these individuals, this is a mindset, a very weak mindset. Mm-hmm. I want to belong to a group and intimidate the solo person. And that's where I get bothered.
And I'm not sitting here, I don't belong to a 1% club. I don't belong to a motorcycle club. But I feel like I do have to represent both sides of it.
Why?
Because I want to be treated fairly, so I'm going to treat them fairly. And I know a lot of these guys, and they're good people, man. So what do we always see? What sells? The worst of it. Now, there's been times where you've got groups going together. I've had friends that have personally experienced it, where there's a motorcycle club, 1%, not 1%, and they're riding in formation. And the tail gunner, the guy in the back, will see you coming up. Now, you've got a few choices here. Most people that are intimidated by them are going to probably get off at the next exit, let them get well ahead and come back on. I already know that's not you. We're not talking about you.
Okay.
Most people are going to do that. Most of these guys aren't looking to screw you up. They're on their way to something.
I know.
You are a peon and don't mean anything. So a lot of the times, they're either going to tell you, hey, go ahead and pass, and they're going to let you go, but that guy's signaling everybody else, and they're going to let you go on by, just wave, and go about your business. A lot of times, and I've had this happen to friends, they'll invite you to join them. They'll invite you to come in and ride with them through as far as you're riding, and then you break off to where you break off. They're not all a-holes and trying to kick you off and do all this. Does that happen? Yes. There's also a safety aspect to the D-bag that's flying by a formation.
Yeah, totally.
And you're also, if you're in the world, you should have a little respect for the group in front of you as well. It's also like somebody just got shot in the head over by the Adventure Science Center due to road rage. That's happening more and more every day. So let's not pretend that it's just bikers either.
I agree.
This happens all over the place. So no, do I condone these guys whooping somebody's ass?
Yep.
Of course not. But sometimes people are testing them too.
Yeah.
And they're going to stand their ground and respect. It's a matter of respect.
So for full clarity, I'm targeting the bikers because I'm looking into getting Harley.
Yeah.
And then because I'm looking at Harley videos, now I'm seeing these douchebags that are telling me that I can't go past them. And I thought, huh? And then these videos started popping up of individual riders getting hassled by a couple losers. And then I started going down the rabbit hole of hold on, what is going on? So I targeted them specifically because it's something I'm interested in. And then more so that I don't see any other groups doing that. I've been in the worst projects on the planet. Chicago has the worst. And I've never really been hassled. And I was taking their cars. I was repossessing their cars. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't always fun. And sometimes it got a little bit rough. But for the most part, they knew I was doing a job and they left me alone. We're talking about somebody just riding his motorcycle, oblivious to these rules that
the weekend rider that has no idea.
And it bugged the hell out of me when they said, don't ride past them. I'm like, well, you're out of your fucking mind. Don't tell me I can't do something.
Right. Now,
because listen, tell me how foolish this sounds. So this group of bikers, right? And there's a bunch of them. we're only talking about a small fraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? We're
Absolutely.
not talking about everybody. Grandma goes by in her Subaru. Well, now you're going to give this guy, because he's on a bike, a hard time. You know, they're getting passed, obviously. What I'm saying, it's just asinine. It's so mind-bendingly retarded that I can't wrap my head
particular
around.
action absolutely is.
Yeah,
and
so now we're on the same page.
We were always on the same page, but you're very matter of fact off of some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And you like
That's why I'm asking questions.
data.
Yeah.
So I think your best thing is come hang out with me and meet some of these people and get a real life
You
perspective.
do realize you're not the only
Yeah.
person I know with a Harley.
Absolutely. But then you should know if we're not the only ones.
I don't know
but I
anybody
belong to
like
a lot
this.
more groups, and I'm around a lot more groups.
God, hold on
Yeah.
one second. I don't want you to think that I'm talking about you and your friends.
I know you're
don't-
not. I know
Okay,
you're
good,
not.
good,
I know
good,
you're
'cause
not.
I've never actually. Hold on, I take that back. I've met a few people
You've
that
met-
take them too.
you've met some folks.
No. I know plenty of people that ride. I have met a handful of people that do take themselves too seriously. Like,
yeah.
like they are in their
yeah.
mind a club person, or once upon a time was, or they're trying to create the illusion that they are.
Sure.
And I don't say anything. I just kind of just ignore them, because they'll see me on a KTM or whatever, and they want to.
Yeah.
Fine, I'm not even going to entertain them. It's not even worth my time.
Right.
And they never bothered me. In my mind, that was the Barney Fives of the world. I see them everywhere. I was in the military with plenty of them. I know plenty of people that do that. It was just this one. I'm looking at Harleys. So you can see why
Yeah, I get it.
targeted it. And I thought, okay, now I'm annoyed.
Yeah, but you can't. Don't judge the entire community based on that. You know what I'm
we
saying?
said 1%.
Yeah.
So I said, what
but
are these 1%?
It's not just 1%ers, because just like every
So
other
it's
group,
1/10 of 1%ers?
no, there's good guys and bad guys in every group.
Okay.
In every single group. Like I said, I'm not here to defend 1%ers, but it's not a group of demons running for the devil either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's good guys in those groups that didn't have other routes or didn't see other routes for themselves, and they belong, and now they have a family. They got that right. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's fair to, you're putting on a cut, you're absorbing an identity, and you're representing a name. Your vest with the rocker, the top rocker, the bottom rocker, and a center rocker. You're claiming territory. That's why they have nomads that travel all over the place, or you have California or South Cal or whatever. They're claiming territory. So as a club, when you're riding through those areas, you're supposed to, the proper respect is to let them know you're coming through. It's, that kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, most of the time they're going to be like, just fine, man. Or if something's going on and there's a rival club and they're having some issues, they may give you the courtesy, because you gave them the courtesy of telling them you're coming through. They may go, hey man, I'm going to escort you through this area because there's some bad stuff going on. Or you may want to take a different route because this area is a little hot. They know you're friendly with us. Let's not get you in trouble because of our problem.
Now you're talking about a club communicating with another club because they're aware of their existence.
Because they're aware of existence.
Yeah,
most of the time,
human being doesn't.
They're
have a
not
clue.
going to worry about a hog group coming through or the Christian Motorcycle Association riding through.
Because I think that's the vast majority of riders are just. I've met everyone. I go to a lot of bike nights.
Yeah,
I meet nice. I meet. That's a matter of fact. Most of the people that I've ridden with, I met at bike nights here in Murfreesboro, and so I never got that.
But I know those people too.
Yeah, well,
I know some of those guys that take themselves too seriously.
Well,
like,
no, I'm just talking about the bike night. I've never met anyone that got on my nerves. Like I had a good time. I have. Well, I mean, but I had some really, really close friends that I made. They're just like me. There was like 3 or 4 of us. We like doing our own thing. We like to do our own ride. And just wonderful human beings. So I fully understand where you're coming from. Yeah. It was just that 1% that when I saw the South Park thing, I was like,
because for you're like me in that manner where like we don't like bullies.
When I say I'm an anti-conformist, I conform to nothing. Except for Mother Nature, right? I'll leave it better than I found it. I won't leave trash. I will conform to that.
That's a beautiful thing.
There's certain things that I will conform to, especially when it's good for humanity and it's just being a good human. But to conform to someone's hierarchy because they've created one for themselves can... now my job, I live in a hierarchy. Life is hierarchy.
Right.
We all exist.
Almost every group, yeah.
But don't suck me into your hierarchy just because you think you own the road, and it annoyed the shit out of me.
I understand where you're standing up from. I understand where you're coming from.
I have a hard time giving authority to police officers. Like that's you have to show me a little bit of respect before I'm going to give you the authority.
Oh,
over me.
absolutely.
Because no one has authority over me. I understand my civic duty to challenge these authorities. Right? They have the authority to enforce the law if I've broken one. But if I haven't broken one, you don't get to talk down to me. That goes for everybody. When my father was alive,
Agreed.
He didn't get to talk down to me. My bosses do not get to talk down to me. I'm not going to let some silly person on a bike.
We're 100% on the same page.
Yeah.
I've had this discussion.
I needed to vent that with somebody.
You know,
and
even in my job,
Yeah.
like I've had disagreements with my bosses, with my vice president, with my supervisor, where there was a time, things are very different now, but there was a very loud, barking, intimidating factor, and that was the leadership style. And I've had several occasions where I'm like, no,
Yeah.
we're adults.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss something. We're going to talk like men. We're not going to do this thing. And that's changed and developed, and we've got a much better relationship, but it takes that or those times of standing up for yourself. Now, just to go back real quick to this, because I had something I wanted to get out. There's an irony that I don't understand, but I went through and spoke to a lot of them to try to understand. So there was a gentleman in the community who's in a really badass, like military guy, MC. I don't want to name any. But this dude's a bad cat. Older guy, walks with a little bit of a limp, but he's earned it. And very respectful, very well put together. You wouldn't look at this particular group and be like, these are just like some trashy bikers and they're dirty and these guys are squared away. And he recommended that I read a book called The Prospect's Bible. Bought it immediately, read through it. And man, I was like, holy smokes. You know what was the first thing that I realized? For a group of rebels that started, what'd you call it? The anti-establishment and that were rebellious. There sure are a hell of a lot of rules. You know?
Which is why I am that person. So much so that I just go and do my own thing.
Yeah,
and
they don't have a problem with it. They'll listen. This individual was like, listen, whether you join this club or not, and obviously I didn't. Let's get you to understand it. If this isn't for you, man, all I ask is that you give me respect and you're straightforward with me as I've been with you, which I was. And I see these guys and they walk up and give me a hug. They check in on me. And honestly, and I truly believe them, they told me I can call on them. Hey, man, you want to go for a ride with us? Come join us. If you need something, I can help you with your bike, or you have any questions, holler at me. 100%. And they've never shown me otherwise, and this group is a very law abiding group, but they get along and show respect to all the 1% groups because that's the hierarchy in this world, in this area. They get along. They're copacetic. They don't support, but they don't support certain activities. But if they're having a celebration or a charity run, yeah, they'll go show some love because you get it in return. But that to me is what stuck out. I'm too old to prospect in certain ways. I'm established in life.
When you say prospect, I mean I know what prospecting means, but what do
they'll have you hang around.
Oh,
to hang out with the group. It's called a hang around.
Yeah.
And then if you want to take it seriously and they think you're a good fit, then they'll have you prospect. Yeah. And that's when like you'll wear your cup but without the name, or it'll say prospect, and you may have to be of service. Whether on TV it's always like, hey, go get me a beer, clean the bikes, do this, do that. But not all of them are that way.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing for me. I'm 42 years old, man. And I'm established in work. I have a career. I have this. Some kid that beat me to it at 20 years old isn't going to call me at 2:00 in the morning because his beer's empty and I'm going on a run. I have a job.
That's fascinating to me that people still want to do that. People want influence over others.
But you have to earn the belonging. Now, not all groups are like that. And most of the ones.
This ain't just Harley's. This is.
Most of the ones that I've talked to are like,
that's silly to me. Those are the
family work club.
Yeah. It's those people that take themselves so seriously that they think they could tell you to go get another beer. Right. Yeah. And I get it. That's their rules.
And if that's your world,
be a part of it,
hey man, good for you. If that's what you like, if that's what it takes for you to belong and do that, good for you. Yeah. It's not for me. I'll respect your group. I'll ride with you. We're all good. As long as we're not out here kicking puppies and messing with kids or something, I'm with it, man. Live and let live. That's your choice. You're an adult and you have the right. But I just wanted to see both sides of it, like I said, because I've gotten so into the community and gotten to meet so many different people and aspects of it that even stuff where I thought like, oh, I'm not going near those guys, I've met plenty of them that are fantastic dudes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not it's a mentality type, and they just happen to choose motorcycles. It's that mind was always there. They would have chose motorcycles or gun community. They would have chose something that they perceived as strength in numbers, wanting to be associated with something. And honestly, most of it is so they aren't alone. I guess most of them just
you get with like-minded people.
I'm just fascinated by people.
It is fascinating.
I'm fascinated by people because I'm so unlike them. Like I've always just did my own thing, even in the military.
Yeah.
Like the military threatened to kick me out because I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. No. And then ended up excelling. You know what I mean? I'm just a rule breaker by nature. I can't help it. All rules. If I think it's dumb, I'm not doing it.
I have trouble with that, especially as I get older and wiser, and I challenge things. And sometimes in life, like I've had discussions even at work where my boss has suggested something I thought was not the brightest idea, but at the end of the day, it was like, well, now I've heard you, but in this case, you're doing it.
Yeah. I was thinking, like I was a little bit apprehensive because I'm looking to get a Harley.
Yeah.
And I've met some of these guys, not the extreme versions. I've met what I would think of as more of a follower, someone just fitting on the lower rungs of that hierarchy that by themselves take themselves a little bit too seriously too. But I entertained listening to them, and they saw that I had a bike, and obviously I wouldn't have been welcome, but if I got a Harley, I could ride with them. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. It was almost offensive that I'm like, no, I'm good, and I thought, what am I getting into? Every time I see somebody that has a Harley, they're going to be
not like that, man.
I don't even want to have the conversations. I just want to. I like two wheels. I like doing dumb stuff. I like having fun. I want a bike that's comfortable enough that I can put somebody on the back, a backpack. Because the Dukes, that bike's not fun for that. I mean,
no. I mean, to an extent and all that, but
it's exhausting.
I'm team go slow, look cool. Yeah. At least in my own mind, I'm not that guy. I'm not doing wheelies. I'm not doing it. That's just not me.
I love the American Harley Davidson sound.
Yes.
Like God was. So what South Park got wrong to some degree is that we all look. We can't help it.
Oh yeah, we look.
I do. I can kind of snicker too, but I see white guys, like a whole group of white guys, mixed guys, black guys, I see all these different groups, and I realize, they're having fun.
And it's some of the greatest. When I go to Harley Homecoming, which you should go with me this year. Yeah. In Milwaukee, and you see and obviously it's Harley because it's in Milwaukee at Harley Davidson. Yep. Man, you meet some of the dopest people on the planet, and you don't meet the brother and the this and the that.
That's what I was saying. I was
so many great people, man.
So I went to the Panama City Bike Week, I guess it was, because Greg was bartending, and it was just nothing but bikers. We had the best time. I didn't have one issue with anybody. Yeah. People
They're great people
ripping up and down the street. I would have been one of those dudes.
Yeah.
I would have been one of those dudes. It's when you tell me I have to follow stupid ass rules that you came up with. No.
For the most, there's none of that, man. Like when you go to those things, I've not bumped into any issues at Homecoming whatsoever. In fact, in Milwaukee, I was like, damn, these are some of the nicest people I've ever met. They're like, oh, is this your first time? You need to go over here. You need to do this. Avoid this area at this time, blah, blah, blah. Now, are there some, which you would probably go to, after the main events are happening and the stuff and the concerts and all that, there's some bars and some street areas where they'll tell the regulars not to go. And that's where they're doing the burnouts and all the craziness, and some of the club people go. Yeah. You'd probably love to go experience that. There's that if you want it. But if you don't, you can go to a regular bar and a regular restaurant, and there's other stuff going on. And these people are just there to have fun. And they know that you like two wheels, or the older guys might be on three. It's fine. And everybody's just, we love riding. Yeah. That's what I love about it.
You know me, I don't mind telling somebody what I think. I usually try to do it with charisma. Yes. Or the smile. Yes, or intelligently. But I don't ever intimidate anybody. I accept people. When I see people trying to be intimidating, I get it. But the problem is I know real people. I know real mean people. And you wouldn't really know it. I know violence, and they don't advertise it. They don't talk about it, but it's just who they are. It's how they were raised. And I was fortunate enough to meet some really amazing people that have the capacity for violence that you just couldn't quite understand. So it's comical when I see people emulating what violence in their mind looks like, and I just can't take them seriously.
Because they're trying to be that tough
yeah,
guy.
I can't take them seriously, and I'm not a nice guy. I think I have the capacity to be kind, but I don't give people hard times. I just get along. I don't submit by no means, but I know how to be respectful. I know what mean looks like, and these people don't. So anyways, I'm glad we got through it.
Yeah, I've been on both sides of it, and I've gone through that, like, who am I stage and all that stuff.
Way,
you know,
I'm not a tough guy. I don't come across as a tough guy. You know, they could probably whoop my ass too. It's not about that. They're not like, I don't want people to hear this and say, oh, he thinks he's a badass. No, I don't. I just know that I'm not going to take shit off people for no reason. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day.
And if that comes with an ass whooping, you're willing to take it.
Yes, I'll take my ass whooping. Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody's got to take a beating sometime.
Well, I wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I'm glad I got that out of my system because it had me a little bit because I was apprehensive about getting a bike because I was thinking, God, I don't even want to be associated with that.
No, it's not. Like, you'll love the Harley world, and you immerse yourself into the Harley world as much or as little as you want to.
I don't think I would ever buy a Harley emblem. Would you call it cuts?
No. Cuts are the vests when you belong to something.
Yeah.
When you belong to an organization or a group. Most guys
anti-belonging.
Now I have vests that have nothing on them.
Yeah.
That are just like for riding.
Yeah.
I have my hog vest with all my patches and all that stuff. I've got some that, I've got some Masonic stuff on it. I've got Christian Motorcycle Association. And then I've just got plain leather ones with nothing.
Yeah.
And those are the ones I wear more often than not.
Yeah, I don't. I don't see myself. I do the Jeep thing, but I'm not part of a Jeep club. You know what I mean? I don't do.
You belong, but you don't belong. Yeah, I get it.
Well, me and my Jeep friends don't belong. We just enjoy going out in the woods and beating the shit out of our equipment, and then bringing it home and rebuilding it. But we don't mall crawl. We don't do the ducks.
Right.
I get annoyed by the ducks. I'm the same way with Jeep people. Like, I'm not doing the ducks. I'll knock the damn thing off.
Are you nice enough to wave when you get a wave?
I can't help it. I'm a waver without the Jeep. Long before the Jeep, if it's a 2-lane road, I wave at everybody. So it was kind of natural for me.
Okay.
Now it's bad because I wave at people all the time and they don't wave back. And I'm like, I'm not in my Jeep. I'm in, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't help it. That was natural.
I get it, yeah.
You know, it's funny because Jeeps and Harleys are the only two things that have that type of identity. Have you noticed? It's
not Jeeps and Harleys. It's all motorcycles. Like now,
the Harleys is it's a special thing.
It is, but it really belongs to the community. The breakdown comes to those people that don't believe certain vehicles.
Yeah, everybody does.
The 2 down. I'll wave back at anybody who's riding. Mm-hmm. If you're riding, you're riding. I don't care what you're on.
No, I don't. Now, your own 2 wheels.
There are those same people that take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
There are Harley guys that won't wave at sports bikes or trikes.
They're stupid.
Now there are what are those?
You got the wind in your face, man.
Yeah, man.
You're out here.
If you're out there on it, let's go. I don't care. I'll wave at you on a Grom.
Life is hard.
I don't care.
Life is freaking hard.
Yeah.
Why do you have to be so? Why do you have to be so insecure to judge someone? Based on what
it's
they're
also
writing.
how they make themselves feel better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
They're just like, I'm superior.
Yeah, these are insecure
and I'm
people.
not. Like,
that's why I'm saying. I think that's why I was trying to kind of vent. Is I wanted people to understand that if they see this and they see me, I don't have any respect for people that have so much insecurity here and here, so much weakness that they have to try to intimidate other people, especially when they're in groups, because that's when they typically do it. You don't really see the individual badass. You know what I mean?
I think the other ones that they, like I said, I'll wave at anybody, and you'll have those people that are like, I didn't wave at that guy because he's on a Harley and he probably won't wave back. I'll wave at him because I want them to know not all we're on 2 wheels, man. Yeah. I don't care.
I'm not having the time of my life.
But there's the Can-Ams and all of those. Now those they're like, dude, you're basically a car.
Is that the 3-wheel thing?
Yeah, but like the really big one, it's not, and like they'll come to bike nights too, and they'll do all that. But you'll see at some bike nights they won't let them in with the bikes.
Really?
And they're like, you're a car. Like you're basically you're in a seat. You've got a seatbelt. There's a steering wheel. Like you don't technically count.
Convertible.
You're top down. There's some wind in your hair, but you don't belong on this side. Yeah. But go park it over there and then come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Like I get that one.
It's funny because I ride the Dragon, and the people that takes themselves the most serious on the Dragon are the slowest. It's always the slowest.
Really?
Everyone I know that's fast on the dragon, now that may not be for everyone, but I stay, multiple days. And the friends of mine that I have, yes, we're judgmental and to a degree, like maybe in riding styles, but not judgmental in a negative way. Like we're judging a riding style. Like, do you trail brake? Do you come in the brake? Like some people don't use brakes, some people do. Like everybody has their own style. And
2 fingers.
But we're all learning from one another at the same time, and we will do the dragon and then sit around a campfire and just bond with everybody. It's a wonderful experience. But I noticed the kindest, confident, the most confident people are the kindest, and the most confident people are generally the fastest on the dragon. I've noticed.
Well, I mean, if you're going fast on the dragon, you're doggone confident.
Well, we don't ride Harleys, but we do under 10
but
minutes.
I'm very much ride your ride.
Yeah.
Like now there's people that are slow even for me.
The people that talk the most shit
absolutely
are the worst riders.
And they have the least skill.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Same thing in the gun community. Same thing as a mechanic. Same thing as you name electricians. You could probably name accountants. This is a mindset. This is not a specific identity. This is a specific type of person that chose to associate with some group or some item or whatever. Like they were the same person no matter what they do.
Yeah, the baddest mamma jamma in the room is probably the quietest cat. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
If you've got to boast about it, you probably aren't.
But at the end of the day, some of those people actually end up becoming friends of mine, and I try to help them develop confidence.
But then you can
I try to help them develop their confidence, and I try to say, listen, man, you're not intimidating anybody. You're exposing the fact that you're very insecure. And I don't know where that came from. Oh, it's been an hour. But let's talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? I try to develop them more than shit on them. I'm shitting on them a little bit tonight by calling it out, but We're not calling out anybody individually. I don't like bullies.
We're calling out bullies. I don't like bullies either.
My whole life.
And I mean, there's a whole group against that. There's bikers against bullying.
I've never really dealt with much bullying in my life, but boy, I do not let people get away with it with other people. I'm a protector at my core. I cannot help it, man, because I've always noticed the bullies are the weakest. They may be mean and they may be total badasses.
And everybody goes through those stages.
They were bullied.
I went through a stage where I had to fake it in my head and to make myself feel better and do this, that, and the other. And then you grow into it. Mm-hmm. And now, if I see just a terrible bullying, I'm stepping in for that person because they're not going to defend themselves. And I will cut you off at the knees. I don't have a problem with it. But I remember, there's a reason why they are that way. They're not everyone's just an asshole. Mm-hmm. And, hurt people and all that kind of stuff. You got to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
But then I've also done what you've done where I've gotten to know that person and been like, man, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
and then when you get to know them, you do try to guide them someplace else and they can become a better person. Because you know what? I've done bag stuff too. And, I cussed. And
sorry, Miss Barbara.
Miss Barbara, you can beep that for me, would you?
I'll just drop it.
But I've been on the other end. So the grace I was given, I try to extend, but I will absolutely defend.
There's actually, nature has a purpose for bullies. To some degree, there is healthy bullying, especially when people aren't stepping up in your tribe, in your community, in your classroom, and they just can't get their shit together. There's a natural process to push them enough till they step up for themselves, and I think a lot of healthy people are developed from a healthy. I think nature has bullies for a reason.
Absolutely, there's encouragement and then there's tough love, and there's room for both.
Yeah. So this thing's on a spectrum. I don't believe in coddling anybody. I believe in giving people a hard time. I'm hard on people, very hard. You should see me interact with my kids. I'm not nice at all. Matter of fact, I could be seen as cruel when I see them not living up to the standards that they have identified for themselves. I'm not nice, especially when I realize they're just being lazy, and then I have no sympathy whatsoever.
Yeah,
so I'm not
I don't like lazy.
I
don't like lazy.
I don't like excuses.
I have a big problem with lazy, especially the more I work.
I don't even like sorry. Just say I won't do it again. Make a commitment to do better. I'd rather hear that than I'm sorry. I like accountability. Across the board with everybody.
Absolutely. We're on the same page.
Look at us. We didn't even have anything to talk about. Man, did we go down a rabbit hole. Boy.
I think this was a good one.
How many people are pissed off?
I think if they listen to it in its entirety.
Oh yeah, if they just listen to a little bit of it,
that's fine. Well, then let them be pissed off, because they're pissed off at a snippet, and that's their own ignorance.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I like to isolate myself from people like that. This is me saying, stay away from me.
Yeah, that's why I want to get that clip.
It was so funny there for about 15 minutes. I felt like I touched a nerve, and you're like, I am not with this guy, okay?
No. Here's the thing. Both of us are very passionate people.
Yeah. Well, you are also, you were very protective of your group because you have a lot of friends. This is a big part of your identity.
Absolutely.
It's not your whole identity.
Absolutely.
So out of respect for the people that you have respect for, and I knew that that you were almost, you were protecting other people, and I thought it was very sweet, but I couldn't stop. I had to keep going.
No, and I don't ever want you to not be you. You know that, and you know
that's
that.
What makes
and I don't take it personal, and I know you're not attacking me in any way, shape, or form. And I had to walk that line of, am I being defensive or am I explaining two sides? Because I didn't want to come off defensive. I just want there's more than one side to that coin. There's two sides to it, and not everybody's. What made YouTube's the worst of them, man. Like YouTube, if you go down one rabbit hole, it's just going to keep feeding that one thing.
People exist, and they put the shit
but
out
they
there.
do exist, and some of it's real, and some of it's because they know that it's going to hook you.
Fake. So I want to say something. I wouldn't think of myself as a comedian, but I understand the purpose of a comedian, especially the jester. Right? They say the things that are uncomfortable to try to bring awareness to a topic that most people are avoiding.
Yes.
And that's the type of stuff that I like to comment on. I like to say to the world that, hey, don't be intimidated by this. And you shouldn't behave that way. Right? And I like to do it in a way. I'm going to do it my own way. So for me, talking about these uncomfortable things, people are uncomfortable and terrified to talk about these things without being intimidating. Like if somebody in my position that wanted to bring light to this, they would troll, they would trash, you know what I mean? They'd talk shit.
Sure.
And or they would flex, right? They would try to be even badder.
Yeah.
And I'm just
one up.
You're all stupid, okay? Let's just call it. Let's just name it for what it is. It's ridiculous. Let's grow up.
Yeah.
Quit trying to intimidate people. Quit taking yourself too seriously. That's across the board. I say that about bosses. I say that about everybody.
Completely
just
agree.
Human beings.
Completely agree.
Need to stop taking themselves so seriously and thinking that they deserve to have influence over other people that are just trying to survive. Like, just chill, man. Life is hard. Leave people alone. Wave, smile. We'll have a sip and a Coke and shut the fuck up. Have you ever heard that? What's that saying?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
What was that line?
Was that Raw? Well, he was like he was talking about Bill Cosby.
Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'll mute all that.
He was Bill Cosby was of all people telling him not to curse. And that you cannot curse. Say you can't
on TV.
And he did that to a lot of comedians, but. America's Dad, right?
Yeah.
America's Dad. And then I think it was Raw or Delirious. I can't remember if it was Raw or Delirious, but he was like, you know what, Bill? Yeah, just have a Coke and a smile and
Delirious
shut
was first, and they came back
and then Raw. Yeah,
because Bill Cosby's son wanted to go to the show. Yeah. And so that's another good example of people taking themselves too seriously. Bill Cosby's the same person. These are the same mindsets. People that think their opinions matter can take mine with a grain of sand. I say it all the time. Grain of sand, grain of salt. Why do I say that?
You do say sand a lot on that.
I know.
That's very interesting.
Why. Take it with a grain of salt.
Because it is a grain of salt, isn't it?
Correct me.
I don't know. We're going to have to check that one out.
Take it.
I've always said grain of salt, but take it for what it's worth, yeah.
I just don't even like taking myself too seriously, because I don't know.
And I mean, we're just talking. Like I've had people tell me, most people that criticize you aren't in a better position than you. Mm-mm. And, I'm sorry, but you're not the one I'm going to take the advice from. Yep. That's why if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? Yeah. Like my mentor is ahead of me in life, ahead of me financially and spiritually and in a lot of different places.
How do you know?
Because
that's just your assumption.
No.
Oh, okay. You're judging him by his fruits.
No. My mentor is absolutely transparent with me.
Okay.
To include where has faults. He's very straightforward. And I appreciate that. And he's actually encouraged me to be so open about my faults and my vulnerability because it creates accountability.
Yeah.
And it shows people I'm a good person. I'd like to think I'm a good human. Am I full of faults and made all sorts of mistakes? You betcha. But we're always talking about our highlight reel. I am not ashamed. I am ashamed of the actions, but I am not ashamed to share all of the things I did wrong. Because if one person can take my mistake and avoid it, or might be in the beginning stages of it and veer back on, well, then good for you, man, because I had to live it. I'm sharing it so you don't have to. Mm-hmm. And other people have done that for me. So pay it forward, baby.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything to add to that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, right back at you, pal.
But I love transparency and vulnerability. We talk about that a lot. Honesty, transparency, and vulnerability. It requires all three to be authentic. Authentic. And
you've got to own
it's not just
your
talking
own crap.
about, everybody says, well, I know I did a lot wrong, but I tell you, just say and. Quit saying but. Don't use but no more. You just it's null and void when you say but. That's an excuse following up. But I think we did pretty good. We made it over an hour.
Yep.
Well, to anyone out there offended,
tough cookies.
Tough cookies.
Yeah. Or chime in with an opinion. We are not adverse to it. Leave a comment. But
say something mean.
Tag me, not Nathan.
Tag me. Because say something mean so I'll get somebody
to troll. The philosophy here, with the exception of YouTube, is I post and he ghosts. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna see how well he does.
Things that are more controversial. I get all the shit.
I think you say the things that are more. I think you say controversial things in a more controversial way.
In a more controversial way?
I think we just have different deliveries.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's all.
Yeah.
Because I can be controversial. Some of the things I said last week.
I use a more autistic approach.
Autistic approach. We're authentically autistic.
I passed the test.
Yeah.
You can ask Joy. She made me take it.
And obviously that's not making fun if you...
No, I'm not making fun of anybody. My kid's autistic. There's no doubt. It's a superpower.
Listen, I'm definitely on the spectrum.
We all are. We all are to some degree. Especially now that we've had our injections. We're learning that's where it all came from.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to get into all that. Yeah, I'm not big into conspiracies. Although these conspiracies are coming true.
I love them.
We can talk more about it. I'm not into them, but it's funny how many are coming true. Yeah. Well, I guess that's good. You got anything else?
It's been a good one. Be encouraged. Encourage others, kids.
I love it. I don't have anything intelligent to say. So until next time, so long, friends.
Take it easy.
Fun. That was fun.